So I've got some of my dough here and I'm just letting it hang out. I'm gonna make a 5-pointed star. I've got a little ramekin here. This is traditionally used for like custards or creme brulee. And I have some non-stick Reynolds wrap. And I'm just gonna take my non-stick Reynolds wrap, and you'll wanna look for the non-stick side. And I make sure that non-stick side is facing out. And then I'm just going to come through and wrap this just like so. This is going to be the dish that I'm going to use for my bread that people at my party can just come up, pull off a roll, put a little spread on there. You can also do baked brie. This dish is going to be what's going to hold whatever it is I'm going to serve with my rolls, whether it's like a spread or like an artichoke dip or what have you. That's all ready to go. You want a baking sheet also lined with some parchment. You want to have a little duster here so that your dough does not stick. I'm going to go ahead and flour my surface. And then I'm going to take my dough and I'm going to cut this in half as best as I can, as evenly as I can, I should say. So you want to make sure that your surface is floured, and we're going to be working with these one at a time. Total, we're going to have 30 balls, so 15 out of each. I need to roughly measure out these to be about 12 grams each. The easiest way is going to be to have a kitchen scale. I'm just going to cut this. I've already got 15 done out of the one side, and I'm just going to just cut these. And I'm not being super precise because I'm just going to use my scale. It's just so much easier than trying to guess. I'm going to keep this little piece here, and then that way I can start adding, hey, however much I need to make these 12 grams each. So that's all I did with these ones, is I just took and measured out my dough. And you can do this literally with like any size. You could make this bigger. You're just going to have to adjust. You're going to have to take your dough and divide it by 30 because you need 30 little balls for this particular one. If you're making a larger one, you're still going to need 30. It's just they're going to be bigger. That's all. And the reason why I'm weighing these is so that when I go to bake this up, they're all the same thickness, so they all cook at the same rate. Otherwise, if they're all different thicknesses or different sizes, they're going to have different bake times, and you want to avoid that. A scale is your friend. I'm just going to go through and finish weighing these all out, and then I'll roll them. To roll them into a ball, all I do is I just kind of tuck under like so. So you've got this little gather on this side, and then I just take the shape of my hand here and kind of make a C, and then I just kind of roll it around. Until I get a nice ball. Just like so. So I'll do that with all of them, and then I will come back and show you how to assemble it. I've got all of my little bread balls made up, and I've got my baking sheet here. I'm gonna just move this over a little bit more so you can see more of what I'm doing. This is our dish that we've wrapped in non-stick tin foil. I'm gonna spray this just for a little insurance. Even though it's nonstick, still gonna spray it. I don't always trust. I'm gonna take these little balls and I'm just going to put them around the outside here, all the way around. I've got 12, and then I want to figure out where I want my points. 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do 1 point up here. So I'm gonna do 1 on either side and then 1 in the center. And then I'll do another one here. So a little bit of finesse. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5. So it's probably gonna need to be these last two. I'm gonna kind of play with, just so that I get them. There we go. So I have 2 left over. Which means that we just have 2 left over. So I'll just cook those up off to the side. So now I'm going to, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's my 5-point star. And I'm gonna go ahead and let this proof up again. So I'll put some plastic wrap over it and let it proof up. And then once it's proofed, I will bake it off. I'm just gonna throw some plastic wrap over it. The nice thing about having that dish in the center is that your plastic wrap will not touch. Still gonna need to proof for about a half hour. The rolls have proofed. They are definitely holding just a little tiny indentation. You're going to want to preheat your oven to 425 degrees and you will bake this for about 20 to 30 minutes depending on your oven. If you did a large one, it's going to take a lot longer. If you do the smaller one, it's not going to take as much time. I will put this in the oven for 25 minutes to begin with, just so I can check on it, and then I'll just proceed in 5-minute increments from that point forward. I'm just gonna do a quick little egg wash on these. That will give it a nice shine. If you do find that the tops are getting too brown, you could always put a little bit of non-stick tinfoil over the top. If you wanted to use some garlic butter, if that is going to complement whatever you're going to put in the center, then you could certainly do that. This is really cute also on like a charcuterie board if you want this to kind of be the focal point, and then you could have all of your like crudité or your meats and cheeses kind of out filling in the gaps here. Would be really cute for the holidays or really any time of the year. Could have fun with the shapes. Be cute to do one as a snowman and have like 2 places for different dips. That would be really fun. We'll just give these a nice little egg wash. And then you're gonna wanna make sure that you wipe up any egg so you don't end up with scrambled eggs. And then last but not least, I have a little bit of Malden's flaked sea salt, so I will just put a little bit of that on here. You could also do like rosemary or, you know, some kind of like herb on here if you wanted just a little more color. But a little bit of flaked sea salt is lovely. All right, so into the oven these go. I'm gonna start out at 25 minutes and then I will increase. At about the 15-minute mark, I'll start checking, and if I feel things are getting too dark, then I'll just put a little bit of my Reynolds Wrap non-stick tinfoil over the top. So into the oven we go. Our star is all baked up and it looks beautiful. So all you gotta do is take out your cup. This is a little bit hot still. And you can see that the star is holding its shape. So then when you're ready to serve, then just take your cup, put whatever you want in it, pop it back in, and you've got yourself a cute little appetizer display. Like I said earlier, this would be really fantastic on a charcuterie board. You could have it be your focal point and then have all your little accoutrements around it, your meats, your cheeses, whatever else you're wanting to put on your charcuterie board. It would also be really fun to make a snowman and have each of the parts of the snowman's body have a little cutaway where you can have different dips as well. Super fun, really easy, and just festive, pretty much for any occasion. Enjoy!